Hi guys. Alright. Tonight I'm making a recipe that comes out of the Great Depression, and it's fantastic. I can't make this too much because as long as it's in the house I tend to want to skip cooking meals and just have this. So I have to be careful when and how many times I make it. You're going to love it. It's very, very easy and very, very good. So first off, we're going to start off with 1 stick of butter, and I'm going to put this in the microwave and melt it, and we'll be right back. All right, so now we've got our butter melted. I'm going to set that to the side. Then we're going to need a bowl, which I'm hoping this is going to be big enough. And in this bowl, we're going to put 1.5 cups of self-rising flour. Then we're going to put 1 1/4 cup of white sugar. Then we're going to put 1 3/4 tablespoons of cocoa. Alright, then to that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now, while you're doing all this, you need to put about 2.5 cups of water on to boil. You're going to need 2 1/4 cups of scalding hot water. And while you're doing that, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And now, we're going to put 3/4 of a cup of whole milk. Do not put eggs or anything like that in it. This is all you need. If you hear that noise behind me, it's my kettle burning. And guys, it's a lot easier to stir this up with a spoon. Don't use a mixer, because believe me, you will make a mess. Alright, I'm going to get this mixed up and we'll be right back. Alright, now we've got that good and mixed up. So now we're going to take our pan of melted butter and then just take your batter and pour it in. Do not mix the pan. It's very tempting, but don't do it. I wish I had a little bit bigger pan, but I didn't. You're always going to be tempted to stir this. Don't do it. Don't touch it. Then, let's move that to the side over here a little bit. Then you're going to need 1.5 cups of sugar, and you're going to need 1/2 of a cup of cocoa, and you want to mix those together. And just make sure you mix them together really good. Alright, now that we have our sugar and cocoa mixed together, now we're going to take this and we're going to sprinkle it all over, trying to hit every spot that we can. So I always go around the edges first to make sure I get the edges first. Remember, do not stir this. Do not stir it at all. And even when you think that you put enough, keep going because you want to use it all. I'm not stirring it, I'm kind of leveling out the sugar and cocoa to make it a little more even. Alright, now our next step, we're going to need 2 1/4 of the scalding hot water that I asked you to put on at the beginning. Now I use a spoon because you're going to pour this in there, but you don't want to just splatter it all in there. So I use a spoon, and it kind of helps slow down the water and keeps it from splattering everywhere. Ooh, it smells like hot chocolate. Do not stir it, guys. Do not stir it. Okay, so there is 2 1/4 cup of water. Now, we're going to put this in the oven. You want to just let that here for about 2 minutes and then stick it in a 350-degree oven. Bake it for about 30 minutes. A little less, a little longer, depending on your oven. But let it sit here on the counter for just a couple of minutes and let that water soak up that sugar and cocoa. Alright, we'll be back when we take it out of the oven. Alright guys, it's time to pull it out of the oven. Let me find my rags to get a hold of it with. That's the last thing I want to do is burn myself. And there it is. Now, you really should let this cool down because it is so hot you can't touch it. So we're going to let this cool down. Let me get you close as you can get a good look. So we're going to let this cool down, and as soon as it, see how it's still bubbling here? This is hot. So, good way to get burnt. So let this cool down a little bit, then we'll be right back. Alright guys, here we go. Look, there it is. Now the longer you let this sit, the thicker the pudding part gets. Now I like to take mine and drizzle a little bit of the chocolate right over the ice cream. There we go. It's still pretty hot. Oh my God. Oh, this tastes like a dark fudge brownie type cake. Almost like a fudge brownie. It's so freaking good.